it's Dr. Julie
Hi, everybody, and Hopi.
with Summit Wellness Group. Welcome to day 4 of the Elimination Diet Challenge.
Yes.
So, how are you all feeling? Well, let's see if this went through. It says now we're live, so
Okay.
we're just going to start over.
Okay.
Hi, it's Dr. Julie
Hi, and Hopi.
with
Hello.
Summit Wellness Group. So, welcome to day 4 of the Elimination Diet Challenge. And how did everybody do over the weekend? I know I was feeling, so today is, we were what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and now we're Monday. So we're on the 6th day, almost a week done. Over the weekend, I was feeling a little hungry and a little tired. And I don't think I had a full Herx reaction like I had the first time I did it with the body aches and flu-like feeling, but I definitely was feeling a little more run down. And, definitely noticed a shift because I, took out sugar, took out wine, took out, the dairy, because I usually eat quite a bit of cheese, took out eggs, which I know has been a thing with my gut in the past. So, just trying to make those shifts to just different eatings and planning, because that's one of the biggest things is you have to plan. Luckily, I had left some food here at the office over the weekend, so I had something to eat today because I left my house without my food. So how did you feel over the weekend?
It does take so much planning, but it's so worth it when you are able to stick with it. I actually have been feeling really good. One of the things, since I've done an elimination diet before, I am pretty aware of what my body can tolerate and can't. And so one of the things that I added into my diet months ago was kefir. I'm trying to eat more fermented food, and kefir is one thing that I make it actually. And so I have that every morning. And I feel like I say hello to my gut and those bacteria, and I say, enjoy, and I drink my kefir. So I've been able to I've been sticking with that on this elimination diet, just because things are going really well in my gut, and I don't want to not be eating that. But I've been feeling good.
Good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing with this elimination diet is that this is a comprehensive elimination diet. It takes everything, like all the big, big hitters out. But if you know that your body does well with some of these things that we're taking out, you can leave them in. That's totally fine. When people first go on elimination diet for the very first time, you don't know what it is that works and what doesn't work. So, so that's a really good thing. And the other thing that I noticed, and I was reflecting on from when I did my elimination diet in the past, is that when I did my first elimination diet, that actually triggered my SIBO, the small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which was very interesting because it was tough, and I didn't realize I even had SIBO until, there's a lot of foods on the elimination diet that we can eat that are really good in prebiotics. So a lot of the beans and hummus and garlic and onions and asparagus, like a lot of these really good high fiber foods feed the good bacteria in your gut. But if your gut is out of whack, if you have leaky gut, or if you have SIBO, which is that small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, this can actually make you feel terrible because now you're feeding those bad bacteria and they start fermenting too early. They're not into your colon yet, they're in your small intestine, and it can cause a lot of bloating, a lot of gas on both ends, and can make you feel really uncomfortable. So if you kind of get past that Herx and you're still like, I still don't feel very good, let us know and we can talk with you. We can help customize, a plan, because sometimes you might need to do a low FODMAP elimination diet instead of a comprehensive elimination diet. The FODMAPs, or the foods that trigger SIBO, which are the fructans, oliголactans, polysaccharides. There's a lot of big words, but a lot of the fruit sugars and vegetable vegetable products that again are good when your gut's in balance, but they can get you out of whack. So I definitely knew that first time. I really had a hard time with hummus, which was really sad because I love hummus. But this time my gut is so much healthier, and I definitely realized, I kind of looked back on my notes that I had taken, because I was keeping track, and noticed that elimination diet did pair in with that SIBO. So I'm definitely being much more aware of how many beans and things that I'm eating, and just because I definitely don't want to trigger back into that SIBO. But again, my gut is so much healthier. I'm taking a good probiotic that feels good. That's another kind of free clue that if you start taking probiotics and you feel worse, you might have SIBO or CFO, which is small intestinal fungal overgrowth. Both of those things are addressed in that book, Super Gut, that I mentioned on Friday. But sometimes Elimination Diet can uncover other things that are going on. So just be aware of that you might need to adjust. Again, like the Whole30, that Elimination Diet, you can have eggs on that one, but you can't have grains or beans. So there's definitely a lot of different options. So figure out what works best for your body. Yeah. Let's see. What else we want to talk about today? A little bit more about leaky gut. Yeah. So our gut lining is really fascinating. So our guts produce the majority of our immune, like all of our immune modulating hormones. And there's so much that goes on in our gut. And those junctions are supposed to be tight junctions. So food goes through our gut and stays inside the intestine. And then we absorb the things that we need to that go through the tiny, tiny holes. And then the things that we don't need get pooped out. So that's why when our gut's really healthy, we can eat some occasional sugars or occasional gluten or occasional things because the body's like, I see you, I'm going to protect you, and I'm going to poop you out. When our body is having a lot of inflammation, then those junctions get loose and we start having leaky gut. So it's not like you have a hole in your bowel and you're leaking intestinal fluid into your gut, causing, peritonitis and sepsis. It's not to that, extreme, but those little IgG complexes that we talked about on day one, those little immune complexes that are really inflammatory can leak through that, those leaky areas in the gut and just start irritating other parts of our body. A big thing is nasal, like all the sinus and mucus, like increased mucus, sinus pressure, stuffy nose, runny nose, itchy ears, all of that. If your gut is leaky, that can be happening. And you might notice that when you have, again, a lot of sugar or a lot of gluten or whatever it is that's irritating you, it might not be that day that you feel bad, but a day or two later that you feel bloated, you feel crabby, your body can react to that, and those IgG complexes leak through those leaky gut areas. And again, it's not fast. It's not like a shrimp or a peanut allergy where you need an EpiPen right away. It is a day or two later, which we'll talk about on Wednesday when we reintroduce foods, how we kind of pay attention to how things are. But with this elimination diet, by cleaning out a lot of those inflammatory complexes, we're letting our body heal and tightening up those leaky junctions. So now things stay in where they need to stay in. And, that's really helped you and your allergies.
Yeah, so I developed allergies after I turned 50 and to foods that I've eaten my whole life. And ended up going to an allergist and doing a bunch of different things to figure out what I was allergic to. But after doing the elimination diet and changing basically my entire intestinal microbiome, thank you, I no longer have any allergies. I can eat all of the things that I used to be able to eat and I don't have any kind of reaction. And my reaction though was
an IgE.
Yeah, it was an actual inflammation. I get hives. I started having to carry an EpiPen. So I was having like a serious allergic reaction, and now I don't anymore.
Yeah.
So
it really,
cool.
it really is amazing how much your gut makes a difference in your life. And, things that are, that are really inflammatory, the things that are the most inflammatory, sugar is number one. American gluten is number two. And I would say a lot of the artificial sweeteners are really high on that list too. So if you're going to sweeten things, use stevia or monk fruit. If you absolutely need a little honey or something like that is fine. But the sucralose and aspartame and all of those are so hard on your gut. We used to think sucralose was pretty good, but they've just recently come out with studies saying that is also just as hard on the gut as everything else. So, making shifts to those more natural sweeteners, if you're going to have sweeteners, that can be really important. And sometimes just taking one or two of the categories out really makes a huge difference. So, but we're so proud of all of you who are doing the elimination diet. Thanks for sharing your pictures, Lynn and Michelle. And we love seeing all those different things. I had some more Dean's beans today.
Nice.
Hope we made a great salad.
Yeah.
And remember, when you go out to eat, you can still eat out on the elimination diet. It can definitely be a little bit more of a challenge because of dressings, and you're not quite sure exactly how things are prepared. And if there's a little something, don't beat yourself up over it. But we went to Bad Daddy Burgers this weekend, and I had a make your own salad, and I did a bison patty by itself, and then the salad that had tomatoes, cucumbers, Kalamata olives, avocado, and walnuts. And I just used lemon juice and some salt, and it was delicious. And
Sounds really good.
yeah, it was so delicious and just fresh and yummy and still hearty with a good protein. So you can definitely figure out ways to eat out, so you don't feel like you have to be stuck in your house for 3 weeks when you're doing the elimination diet. I did miss having my glass of wine during the football game yesterday, but that's okay because I'm still able to watch and enjoy and had my good water. I've been drinking my big thing of water. Go Broncos. So make sure you're drinking your water.
Yep. And
we would love to hear any questions and let us know about the recipes that you're trying out. And I remember that you can create your own recipes at home too. We're going to be doing an Indian curry tonight, and I just Googled Indian curry and found that there's really everything that's in there is on the diet. So, so be creative, make some planning, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Oh, and if you need any help, we are here to help you. So
Absolutely.
we actually have a huge program that we work with, that we do personalized programs with you to really deep dive into all of these things more. So we hope this gives you a little taste of kind of the things that we do, and we'd love to talk with you more. We will see you tomorrow.
Bye, everybody.